I didn't know at first, but I just followed his vision blindly until I started to realize,
Right.
like, oh, this is who my character Sam is supposed to be,
Right.
Because they are characters, and it is us acting.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the 402 and Out podcast. And with me today, I'm with the producers and owner of Keeping Up with the Homies, which is a local YouTube TV show that you can find on YouTube, obviously. And with me today, I have the owner, Race, right next to me.
Yes, sir.
And if you guys are familiar, we have Dewey coming back for another interview, which I appreciate. And then we got AJ the Dread over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. And I'm going to have you guys introduce yourself a little bit and then also talk about how the TV show started.
All right, bet. So what's going on? My name is Race Coakley. I am the creator, writer, director, producer of Keeping Up with the Homies. I have my NST, NinjaSmokeTent is my anime reaction channel. And I do videos, all types of stuff, music videos, short films. That's on my Race Coakley channel. Yeah.
My name's Dewey Cox. I play Sam on the show. I'm also a musician. I'm always dropping new music. I'm a videographer, director. So,
My name is AJ the Dread. I go by Ramone on the show. I do music, full-blown artist, performer, rap, sing, clothes designing as well, shoe designing, accessory designing, actor, model.
sheesh.
Yeah.
So, Race, you said that you're the creator of the show. So, what gave you the idea to start the show, and how did that all originate?
Yeah, so it's a funny thing. I was with Dewey in his garage, and he was showing me one of the projects he was working on, a music video that he was doing, and it was I always mess this up. It was an infomercial.
It was supposed to be like a Miss Cleo.
Yeah,
like
Miss Cleo. Yep. So I was like watching that, got inspired by it, and I was like, just thought of the idea we should like make a reality TV show, and then 2 weeks later we started doing it.
It only took 2 weeks to like set up the whole first season.
Not the whole first season. So we got the first episode. That's a good question. We got the first episode good. We filmed it, got it good, and then we decided to drop that. So then we went week by week, scripting everything, and then just filmed week by week for 9 weeks, and then finished the first season.
So from the first episode or recording the first episode to the last episode, which there's 8 episodes.
Eight episodes, yes.
So from what was that time length like?
It was not 8 weeks. Yeah.
So one thing I asked about earlier was one of my favorite clips of your show was when you guys were all in the basketball court, and your whole episode was at the basketball court.
Yeah. Well, we had that, and then they ended up going to Sam's birthday party.
I had a birthday party in that same episode.
Yeah, that was like the second half of it. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just want to wonder, how do you guys find these locations and get permission to record there? And because some of these places are like public places where people don't like being in front of a camera and all that.
Yeah.
So how do you guys get permission for that? How does that all work? Can you share that?
Yeah, so with the gym one, that was actually a gym that Dewey has been going to. I'll let you explain.
Florence
that.
Community Center.
Yeah.
I think there, like a lot of places, we notice, we've made comments about it. People feel differently when you're saying you have a TV show rather than like, hey, can I shoot my music video here?
100%.
That's when people get kind of
100%.
offended and nervous, is when we say music video. But honestly, every single place we went, I think, received us well. Like when we say, hey, we're shooting a TV show, can we film in there? And it helped us that day. The gym was empty. So we came at a good time.
Yeah.
It just happened to work out, but honestly, that seems to happen.
I was gonna say the whole 8 weeks of the filming, it was a lot of luck with a lot of spots that would just happen to where we were able to do everything within the 8 weeks.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yes.
And it was kind of, we were able to pull that off. I don't think that's the blueprint for us. Like we talked about
for
it.
sure, yeah.
That just worked for the first season. There were so many things that, looking back, was like, wow, I can't believe we did that and that worked so well.
Facts.
Because it's like when you see the episodes, you would think that it was all this calculated thing, but it was sort of like a talented director and writer who was doing things overnight, you know, and it working out. Yeah. That's how I see it. Is like he was just dedicating a large portion of his life,
a lot
to
of his
making
time,
sure that
a lot of his time and a lot of his personal
when we get
life,
to set and we get to working on it, it's sort of ready in his mind. Rather than I think we can watch it and be like, wow, this is a great first season, but we can even think to ourselves like it's gonna only get much better
for sure,
because we're gonna only be much more prepared, much more understanding of the whole maybe season before we start or before it's released. We know, hey, we got 4 in the tank in case some personal things come up, because that's what's hard too, is between not only us 3 but getting everybody's schedule on point and then being able to do it, being able to film to where it's not going to be the day before the drop, you know, and he don't have to sacrifice his personal life so much, you know. We could get it on a regular schedule. But I think it was just us leaning into, you know, being filmmakers and being able to just kind of put that production on express mode.
Right.
You know.
Right. And also, I mean, you know, to piggyback off of what you were saying, you know, getting into learning, you know, each other's vibe, you know, is going to be a whole different level up on the next time around, you know, because he is a creator, he is a director, and, you know, it takes a while for us to actually really get into the characters. Well, at first, it took a while for us to get into the characters that he created. Because it's not like we just created our own characters and we're like, hey, let's do this show. These are characters that he created. So we have to get used to, you know, being this person that was created by someone else, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And actually vibing with the person that created it, like, is this what you want?
And seeing his vision,
You know
I feel
mean?
like like he's saying, we sort of just, because we're all friends too, so we sort of, I know for me for sure, I just kind of I didn't know at first, but I just followed his vision blindly until I started to realize, like, oh, this is who my character Sam is supposed to be. Because they are characters and it is us acting. It's not like we're just, you know, there's moments where we're ourselves. I think the characters are sort of a version of ourselves. But not necessarily
that's you
at all. Like it's a made up character.
Exactly.
It's not, you know, they don't live my life. They're not an engineer. They're not a direct. Sam is. We didn't even figure out yet what Sam does, but it's just like there's so many. There's so many things that aren't It's not like we're sitting here on the couch being us. This is us, but it's like on the show, it's different. We would be different if we tapped into our characters right now. We would be talking different and probably be a lot less intellectual and you know. Things like that. Be a little more rude and so
way more emotional with almost no humor out there.
It's a lot of expressional emotions. You guys express your emotions a lot.
But I say that because it is acting. And it's like I think this is the acting world is sort of new to me because I think it's close cousins of being a performer. So like if you're a performer on stage or in the booth or wherever, whether or not that character is you're portraying something to the world, you know. So whether or not it's authentic or not is a lot more important in the music world.
If you love being a performer,
exactly. But I think in the acting world, it's not as like in the especially in the rap world, there's a lot of people who are like, hey, that's not you. You know, but in the acting world, you have the freedom to be like, hey, that's not me. I'm acting. It's not me.
That's funny how you put it like that, but that makes sense.
So I like that. I enjoy that. I enjoy that we can lock in on something that's like different than us, you know, because we give us so much. You know, it's nice to be like, I want to take a chance on being a character and reading these lines and, you know, so.
And I mean, to take that and to be like, you know, to know how much he puts into it, he puts in so much. So I feel like it's only owed back for us to put that much into it, truthfully, every single time. You know, I mean, that's really how I feel.
I appreciate that.
That's really how I feel. Like we've talked about this. You put in so much, you know what I mean? So we are obligated to put in so much and to be fully in those characters when you're like, action. I need to give 150%. You know what I mean?
And it's a learning curve. None of us have done this before. So it's like, it's now we feel like veterans. We feel like we could, you know, either produce a show for somebody or just make a show. You know, now we know what it takes. to even do it on the fly. So now I feel like now that we're better and we're learning, it's just gonna get better.
The team's strong.
So, Race, this is your first ever TV show, or I don't want to call it. It's not on TV. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
So
we can call it a TV show. We can call it that.
You guys, okay?
We'd like to do that, because I'd like it to be a TV show and not just me.
Facts.
I'm pretty sure we all want it to be. It's
Maybe
and
even
it's also
on YouTube
structured.
TV one day.
It's structured as if it's a TV show.
Right.
So it's built that way. It's just presented on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it
Facts.
is a TV show.
Facts.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah.
So this is your first time ever like doing a TV show.
Yeah, so I mean, I had started with some short films, a little series, like a 4-episode series called The Collection, and they're also in a couple episodes of that. Dread is in The Loop.
The Loop.
And Dewey is in
The Vehicle.
The Vehicle. Thank you for helping me. And I have 2 other episodes, so I started with those, but this is like my first official like TV platform, like setup.
Continuous branded with the same characters.
Yeah, I feel like, saying you have a first season, that's full blown TV show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Because usually it's like a
TV show.
pilot. Usually people have a pilot. We
Yeah.
sort of have I think it's more than a pilot, but some people could look at this as a pilot season.
Pilot
which
season.
which is not very common though. It's not common to do the whole season like that. So I think it's worth saying. I don't know if any of us expected the feedback and maybe you guys did. I didn't know it would, out of all the things I do, it sort of quickly became like when I go to the grocery store, someone's gonna mention it to me, and not someone that I don't even. I might not know 'em.
Really know,
or maybe
happens.
I know them and I think they know me from something else, and they're like, "Oh, the fiber optics in your couch," you know?
Right.
And it's just like this ongoing.
Yep,
You know, it's great to see that people care about it, and that I'm always telling them, we gotta listen to what people say. Sometimes, sometimes, like if someone's like, "Hey, man, I love your content where you do this, this, and this."
Right.
Okay, mental note. I'm gonna give you that. So with the TV show, for me at least, I got all these different things I'm doing, and it quickly sort of rose to the top of like what people are wanting to see from me.
It was the same for me too.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean,
It definitely like the quickest one. Like if like
The how quick it got
how
there.
quick it was. Yeah.
Especially with me, I can say with me because there's like several things. I feel like people may book me for one thing and may know me as that, but as far as like me being an entertainer, it rose to the top quick. As far as I've been making music for like 20 years, and I've never got the response that I've gotten off of episode 1
within
right away.
Crazy
Like,
how that works because I mean, like you said, we've been doing music for a long time. You know what I mean? And I've like after the first couple episodes, I had people that I know I haven't seen in my shows. I know, don't buy the merch. You know what I mean? Hit me up. Hey, I seen your show. Right. And I'm like, really?
Really?
How'd you even hear about the show? Oh, somebody sent it to me. Or it was a lot of, we were scrolling through other stuff and we seen clips of your show. And I'm like,
right.
Then they'll hit you with the quote from the show.
Right. And then they start quoting stuff from the show. And I'm like, well, have you seen this? And then they're like, oh, it's on YouTube. And I'm like, well, where did you see it at?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's a really, really, satisfying and humbling thing because it's like, I mean,
for sure.
Like I feel like we put so much work into doing something else to, and then not really see the turnaround from it that we may have wanted at a certain time. Or, you know what I mean? Doing what we love is always going to be doing what we love, and it doesn't always have the turnaround of what we want or
what the people love.
Right.
What we love doing.
Right.
I might like rapping the most, but it's like, dang. Acting maybe has a little potential to it because everybody
you put
is
together a lot of work and put together a track before where it wasn't received how you thought it felt like it should be, and this was we went out on a limb.
And the show's kind of the opposite of that. I think what we're speaking to that is like we there's potentially a lot more time that could be put into the show. Like if we were to somehow make it make sense financially for us to spend a lot of time doing it. I could see the show just getting so much better, and it's already really good to me. It's already really good,
really good show. It is funny. It is never not funny to me.
Yeah, I think naturally it's starting to also, things happen for a reason at a time. I think, and it's like we're at this place where we're very good with the cameras. We're starting to be good with scripting. We're starting to be good at acting.
Yeah.
And it's just all coming together full circle at once.
I should have asked this in the very beginning for those who have never seen or heard of the show.
Yeah.
What is the show about?
Okay, yeah. So the show is, if you have not seen it, it is a reality TV show that is basically a parody of, say, Keeping Up with the Kardashians or something like that. But it's just the regular homies trying to keep up with the lifestyle of, not famous, not, glamorous, just regular people
Right.
going
Homies,
through
regular
regular
homies.
things, regular homies, and they're trying to, see if homies are forever.
I feel like
That's
it's
the
somewhere
basis of it.
between. I always describe it as everything's funny, but nobody's laughing.
Right.
So it's like a very
Great way to put
it
that.
feels
Yeah,
serious,
great way
but
to
it
put
comes
that.
off funny.
Right.
So it's like the journey of it evolves sort of the journey between just a couple homies in their daily lives that's nothing extravagant. And we always would talk about that. We didn't want to make it seem like we just are rich or
Right.
we're like living this like crazy lifestyle. We're sort of like on the opposite end of that. Like we're getting denied
Yeah.
into getting
Yes.
to the club
Yes.
and
Yes.
we're like, we're kind of fabricating our life in an obvious way. So it's like it's just, to me it's like it's somewhere in between like The Office and Trailer Park Boys.
I feel that.
It's kind of like somewhere in the space of those two having a baby together, and it's like you get the rawness of Trailer Park Boys,
I love that.
but you get the production
I love
value of
that.
The Office kind of. And
Right.
I think even that can improve and get better and
Yeah,
keep
for sure.
going up. You
Yeah.
know,
Dewey and AJ, did you try to relate your guys' character to another fictional character that's like either again on The Office or in Trailer Park Boys or just any TV show? Did you try to compare?
Well, that's a good question.
like, are you saying as an inspiration?
Yeah, so not an inspiration. So like example, Patrick Star is the dumb dumb in SpongeBob. Were you guys, I gotta act like Patrick Star and be the dumb dumb character, like the most dumbest character? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like, for me, I don't know, but for me personally, I heard what Race was trying to explain the character to be, and instantly I'm like, did you make this character off of me in real life? And he's like, no.
So for you thought, oh, this character is literally me.
Well, that's what I thought
at the
at
beginning.
first.
Yeah.
On paper, I was like, is this? And he's like, no, this is what I need you to do. I need you to be more of this, stop laughing and this and that. And I'm like, oh, so you want me to be this, but elevated. You know what I mean? Like elevated to the max. So like obnoxious, you know what I mean? Like over the top, like extra
Right.
to where it's going to be hard for you not to laugh. And I'm like,
And to the
okay.
point of your question, I don't think for better or for worse, I don't think we ever did that. We were never like, oh,
we want to be
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say I don't think
we're gonna
so.
have these characters. And I think it was even he had trust in us by kind of sort of because again we never did this. It'd be like the first time you did a show and a podcast show, and you're like, all right, well I think this is how we do it, and then you learn as you go. But it was sort of like, it was kind of in our court to be like, hey, where do you see your character?
And-
what's the vision?
Yeah, I was just about to say I kind of gave them like a baseline character, kind of like we even talked about like certain names a little bit and then they took their acting skills and built a character as we were going. Even on the first episode, they built a character that I noticed, and then they just built off of that.
And then feedback,
And then-
being
yeah,
like,
and
hey, I
then-
like when you do that. Or
Yeah,
right.
Even, and then learning, I felt like there was even a learning curve of not necessarily being uncomfortable, but receiving feedback. Hey, we like
That's
it when you
important.
do this.
Especially,
hey,
yeah.
even if you might feel angry all the time, but it's
Right.
coming off funny. Or it's,
Yeah.
we had those
Right,
talks.
right, we
Yeah.
did,
And it's like we had to, we're sort of, I feel like, falling into that space of like, oh, that's what acting is.
Yeah.
We're portraying something we're not, and we're being comfortable with it.
that
being
couldn't be more
comfortable.
true. That couldn't
Yeah,
be more
for
true
sure.
because
And-
it was definitely. I mean, at some points I was like, damn, am I just this angry ass dude all the time? You know what I mean? But then it's, just like he said, it's like you're in character, and your character is this person. It's not that he's angry all the time, but your character does certain things that may come off like this because he's that character.
Right.
You are not that character. You are playing that character.
Exactly.
And this is the character that I want you to be, and you need to be more of this and more of that. Less trying to be like yourself, be more of the character. Right. And we all, we had to learn from that. You know what I mean? We had to learn to be this character and to set aside who you are in your personal life because you're on set and you're a character. Mm-hmm. So play the character. Set aside who you are and who you think, you know what I mean? Like, don't blend these two people because they are two different people because you're acting. Right. Remember that you're acting. And remember, this is not you trying to play yourself. You're playing this other person.
Yeah. And I think for what it's worth, it's a challenge because being funny in real life is different than being funny on camera. And understanding that element of just because you get on camera and everyone's laughing and giggling, that's actually not funny in real. And when you're watching that, it's not always funny unless you're like high level comedian celebrities. So it's like you quickly realize like, oh man, like watching stuff back, you see like, man, I thought that was gonna be cool, but maybe that's not it, or maybe
that's not the move.
Just learning curve of being an actor from square one.
Even from a writer's standpoint, there were so many things that I wrote that like we even performed, and I was in the editing standpoint, I was like, no, this isn't hitting, it's not funny.
And I think a lot of the show comes from the writing and the production side of it, having it all make sense on paper first before it goes in. It's sort of like, it's like raw vocals in the studio. Mm-hmm. It's like your raw vocals are important, but then what comes after that is important too. Both of them are equally important.
But then it also comes down to acting too. Because if you don't have the right delivery,
you gotta have
it would never be funny.
Right.
So it's like a one relies on the other heavily, and that's kind of how we are. We're kind of the lead actors on the show. Yeah. He's the creator and director, so it's like we lean on each other to come together with this thing.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys familiar with method acting?
I'm not. He probably
Dredd probably is. I am.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
So best example is Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, where Heath Ledger had to practice being crazy. He would put himself in a room for like in pitch dark, writing notes, just on purposely going crazy. Right. So like in the movie, like he won an Oscar for that after he passed away, unfortunately. But because of method acting, he won an award. He did so good. He played the Joker so well in The Dark Knight.
Because he was the Joker all the time.
Exactly.
On and off the camera.
He was.
Yeah. So
that's what method acting is like.
So staying in character even off the camera. Yeah. Would you say you guys had to do that as well?
We gonna flip a switch, but I don't know. It could be different.
I was honestly gonna say, I think when we start filming, especially towards once they fully embodied the character, which didn't take long, of course, but once they did, then we would have moments of when I would first say action for the first scene, they would have that switch where from then on, even when I had the camera off, they were still making jokes like they would.
It seems
they did hit that method part.
Yeah, and I think it's also it might help us a little bit that we're playing the same characters. We're not having to necessarily switch it up.
Right. It's not different characters per episode. It's the same character.
Yeah. And for me, I would sort of have days. Like when we're filming, I'm him all day. And I can't help it.
So that is method acting.
Yeah, so I would leave set and go somewhere. And I'm acting like Sam.
You guys would though too. You guys would text me some Ramone shit or some Sam shit or
And I would need to even correct myself, because my character's rude on the show, and then sometimes I'll be like, I'm sorry, that wasn't me.
I feel the same way, and so for me, I have my brother is a huge fan. My oldest brother, he's probably the biggest fan that I have on of the show, and he'll call me and say stuff to try to trigger Ramone. He does it at least once every other day. Just calling me saying something, I'll get upset, and he's like, "All right, Ramone, calm down. It ain't even like that." And I'm like, "Dude, why you getting me all worked up?"
You know what I mean?
And then it's some days when we're filming that day, it's all day type thing. I'll be in Ramone all day, and it's kind of have to rein it in,
right?
Because Ramone be getting upset. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there are certain people like my brother can call me, and then it's I have to really listen to what he's saying, because sometimes he'll call me and trigger Ramone.
Right.
And I'm like, dude,
Trick you into becoming Ramone.
Plus,
I feel
think,
triggered.
I think we take it extremely serious too. So it's easy to lock in on something when you've been locking in on stuff for a long time.
Right.
Meaning like we've been doing productions. We've been making music.
Right.
We've been entertaining. So we're in the space to where we can lock in. I think that's important. And plus, when there's other, I think when there's,
I agree with that.
we bring a lot of people in, to be extras or to be on the show. Other people who want to be actors, and we sort of talk about it like we kind of have this responsibility of taking it extremely serious, even just showing up. When we're showing up, we're in character already. We're not, because we want to lead and make sure other people are like, okay, they're taking it serious. They're not
right.
This ain't no bullshit.
Right.
So then it's like, it just translates to they take it serious too, and are listening to the director. And
because there's been a few times where I've noticed like stuff that even didn't get filmed when Race is trying to set up with other people, what I mean? And me, Ramone and Sam will be off camera, not even on camera, but we'll still be kind of doing Sam and Ramone banter off camera, and people will be like, oh, well, damn, they still over there in their own little world, but they're still Ramone and Sam. Yeah. Maybe I should stop trying to make jokes and laugh, or stop trying to help the director direct. Let me just shut up and be an actor. You know what I mean? Because we don't need 15 directors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have one, and he's amazing at it. So when we show up as actors, everybody else there needs to be acting.
Right.
Yeah. And
we're getting better at that too, because I think there's a lot of delegation, that happens on a TV set or a movie set, to where it's like he's really wearing 8 hats. So it's like we talk about it all the time, having we're learning as we're going. So like having a big sign on set that says quiet on set. And it's like, then we don't have to be the ones that are like, hey, can you be quiet over here while we're filming? And then it's like, it's just no.
Right.
It's like no. And just little stuff like that, that we're just trying to learn and get better from. And sort of like, I feel like the less hats we can get him to wear, the better. Like, and the same with all of us. Like, I tell him all the time, I'm used to showing up and thinking about the camera, thinking about the angle, thinking about the lighting, thinking about all this stuff. Yeah. But I just get to show up and be Sam and be an actor. And then I'm really in my bag. I'm locked in. I don't have to think about all these different things. And I can only imagine. Yeah. I can only imagine, though, if we're able to remove some hats from him to where he could just be a director for that moment. It probably just.
But I'm glad I was able to do that, though, to where you guys could fully lock into
for sure.
Because then you guys fully tapped into your potential, and it was heat.
Because I know I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't have been able to. We talk about it.
If you were thinking about other stuff.
If I'm thinking about angles and other people and extras, I'm just being me on set unapologetically, and I feel like it's contagious.
Yeah. I agree.
Race, Dewey brought up earlier how like people would ask to be extras or actors or actresses in a couple episodes or one episode. So how does that casting part work? And have you ever denied anyone and they took it personally?
That's a good question. So a lot of the main homies, with the time restraint that we kind of had, I kind of based it on who, like Dewey brought up earlier, like the side of performing, whoever like has done performing, they kind of like understand the side of performing even in front of a camera. So a lot of the main homies are actual artists, like musicians, performers and stuff, and they wear other hats too, so they were able to tap into it. But yeah, I've had a lot of people asked to be extras or main homies or make a whole episode about them, and I've definitely denied some people. So yeah, got it. Yeah.
And I felt like to his point, we were working with people we already knew in this first season, because we didn't. I feel like too, it's hard to not say that it doesn't feel like there's a ton of just acting opportunities in Omaha. Really other than like there's some agency stuff, but it feels like it's not accessible, and you're like, they
don't give you a light.
There's just not a ton of filming and character building opportunities. So it's like, I think people do get excited about it, because it's like, and especially for us, it's like, how else will we be main characters in a show that has a whole first season, and regular length episodes. I don't know how we would do it besides doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I think it is interesting in that point to where it's like we're providing the opportunity for that, you know, for people to be able to like be an actor in the show.
And I like to be able to have that too, because I like going to certain places in public, you know, and it's a homie's restaurant or excuse me, and it's a spot where we could put the community on too, you know, like also give them some recognition, give them a little shout out, and just, I don't know, make it a community thing, you know? Right. Make it something dope.
But I think as it gets bigger, though, if I foresee it being, you know, and I'm speaking specifically on Keeping Up with the Homies.
Yeah.
I feel like the bar is steadily going up, meaning like, you know, we want talent. You know, I think with acting and entertainment, talent is important. You know, like we were talking about how we lean on each other. There should be, you know, everyone on camera should be at some point should be good.
Yeah.
You know, because we are going against whatever our favorite TV shows are. You know, everyone on The Office to me
or
is
just
good
your favorite actor
in their own way.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You can't. And I feel like there's moments where even I always bring up to him, and I bring up to a lot of other people. My best friend went and filmed. He showed up to a there's a speed dating episode, right? Mm-hmm. One of my favorite episodes too. Yeah, and it's like I'm on a speed dating event, Sam is, and we had extras, and my best friend showed up, and he was doing scenes, and he didn't make it in the episode. So it's like no one's above that. No one is above that. There's nothing. The quality control is above everything. It's above me. If I think I had a funny joke and he deems it not funny, or however the process is, right? It's not like I can be like, "Hey, bro, you think you can put my friend in there just so he's, you know, he showed up?"
Right.
And it's
Is
like
he funny?
it didn't work, you know. So I think that's important to be able to be like, nobody's bigger than the program, you know.
Nobody's bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than QA. Just like you said.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. I mean, that
and
has
speaking
to be.
on that too, like it's never nothing hurtful too. It's always because it's all for the art, for the project, and
we're glad. I always want to say it. I'm glad my buddy showed up.
No,
like I want him to keep showing up,
and that means a lot. Exactly, that means a lot.
And
We're happy that people want to be involved. Period, in something that we do. Essentially,
for sure.
You know what I mean.
But it's like it's all in the name of entertainment.
It's all in the name.
We can't sacrifice the quality of the show for anyone.
And it's way different than just being like, "Hey, man, come get on stage with me while I rap this song," or "Hey, come stand in the video shoot," or "Hey, come to the studio with me." It's not like that at all. Right. You know what I mean? When you show up to the set, it's not. It's not. "Oh, I thought that was good. You should keep that." It's like, well, what do you think, director? Because this is your vision.
Yeah.
When you show up, and I'm saying this, for any filming, setting where it's like you're not filming a music video or you're not filming something like that. When you're filming, like a movie or a short film or something like that.
Anything with the script,
right? Anything with the script, you are still submitting to the vision of the creator,
right?
And that's all. That's above everything. Yeah. And I'm sure the creator's like, "Hey, this is for the entertainment. This is where we at. This is what it has to be because this is the standard of the the all out vision of any entertainment."
Because I feel like even when we have a moment where we know we killed it, like, oh, that was a funny moment, I'm still like, "What you think?" Yeah. And I ask him, "Did it look right? Did it sound right? Did all the pieces, all the hats you wearing, did they all check off?" Yeah. It's because I only see it from my standpoint. Of course, I think it's funny. I just said it.
Right.
But
why you looking at me like that?
Of course, Ramone. What you mean?
Calm down, Sam. Jeez.
But I think that's important to say because we take it that serious to where it's like, hey, we're not here to do favors. This isn't the YMCA. Everyone don't get a fair, you get a fair shot. Yeah. But we it's only on this show what's funny makes it to the show or what's needed for the plot.
Right.
Or what, that's always kind of been the only rule is like, hey, it has to fit with the vision, but it also has to be.
How is this going to work with the full vision? You know what I mean? And we can come with jokes, like you said. We can come with our own jokes or whatever. I mean, we're blessed to be able to have the opportunity to be able to communicate with the director like that of a show.
Right.
Because not everybody gets to be able to do that. and have their input with the creator and the director, which
Absolutely.
is a huge blessing. You know what I mean? But sometimes like it takes time for us to be like, what is the creator's humor with this particular scene, or what is he wanting to do? It's like, oh, well, I made a joke. I thought it was funny, like you said, but he's like, well, it don't go with the rest of the jokes that I had you say on the rest of the episode. Yeah. So we have to skip it, or we're not going to put that in. And there's no way in any shape or form that I can feel some type of way about it, because I'm still showing up to be this character that he created. I still have to submit to that.
Right.
Always have to submit to the character that I'm showing up to play. You know what I'm saying?
Which is humbling.
Yeah, 100% humbling.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, I want to talk about this now. So as we talked about in your personal interview, how you've been doing music for 20 years, you're doing like making beats and producing all of that. Yeah. For Race's TV show, were you still helping him out behind the camera too? So like the editing, or was that all Race?
That's all Race. Editing. I want to just say a blanket statement is it was all Race.
All Race.
But it's just like we don't, I'm not going to do anything with these guys around and not ask their input. Exactly. I'm going to say that too.
Exactly.
But as far as credit's concerned, it's all Race. But of course we have conversations. Or of course we'll come up and be like, hey, I think this is a good idea. And it's easy to give good ideas when someone gives you a structure of something. You can be like, oh, right there. That's where I want to do it.
Right,
but it's like the structure was given to us. So I can't. The blanket statement is all Race. But of course, behind the scenes, people are supposed to talk. People are supposed to. That's the whole point of like, it's who you know and not whatever the quote is. It's if you keep good people around you, you could talk to them about what you're doing.
100%.
And trust, there was moments where I hit both of them up like, hey, I'm having a brain fart. Like y'all got any ideas for me real quick? Like, and then we would roll off some shit, we would talk, we would conversate. So it's I think executive producer and writer describes him perfect, because like executive producer is like the person, hey, all decisions go through me, and then the writer is like this whole different thing, who's like the right, it gets complicated, but it's like those two things are like big deal, and then obviously director and all that, but it's like when I think of an executive producer, they're touching everything. Right. They're responsible for everything. If anyone's responsible, it's his fault. Right. That's true.
If something goes bad, it's his fault. He's the executive producer. But yeah, no, I think, and he can answer that too. But from my opinion, we keep good people around so you can ask questions. If he's working on set with me, and it's a Dewey film, that doesn't mean I wasn't talking to him like, hey, what do you think about this angle? What do you think about this shot? What do you think about blah, 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 blah? Hey, can you, and he might even do something. Yeah, so it's just about trusting people you're working with, and at the end of the day, giving credit. I got no problem giving credit where it's due, and that's where it's due, how I said it.
Race, what's the hardest part about being a director?
For me, personally, I'm like, I don't like to be like rude to people. So when I gotta be like straightforward and stern with someone, like, basically like not this like verbatim, but like shut the like, but let's get like action, like quiet on set, action, and like I want you to be like this, or like kind of like just like telling people like how to like be real quick. Is like, it's kind of a crazy feeling, but I've definitely gotten over that a little bit. But that's like the toughest part to me.
So, like, off camera, you're not a dick, it sounds like. But
I try not to be. I hope I'm not perceived as a dick,
But it's weird because sometimes you have to be as a director. Sometimes you have to be like, hey, guys, I know you're having a good time, but I need you to be quiet.
Because there's so much that comes into play, because, like, we have time limits of the location we're at. We have time limits of certain people that are on the scene.
Right.
Even little moments of, like, where people have like laughing conversations, which I hope they have, but we can't have because we have to get the project done,
Right.
That's the tough part.
So let me ask the opposite, more positive question. What's your favorite part about being a director?
My favorite part is being able to have a vision and then have people that I can trust to help me bring my vision to life, and then seeing my vision come to life.
So the final product.
Yeah, and then seeing how everybody feels about it, and it's just a good feeling.
What's your guys' favorite part about being an actor in this first season?
I think my favorite part is easily that I wanna showcase that I can do it. That I'm a talented actor, and that I want people to see it and be like, man, he belongs on screen. And it's like an ongoing skill that I'm learning.
AJ, how about you?
My favorite part about being an actor, I would say, is just being able to push my control of emotions that I'm able to project, because Race has had me do a lot of things on camera when it comes to, when it comes to like, hey, I need you to be, to have this attitude. I need you to, have this or do this. And like, being able to take those lines and say, okay, well, I have 5 different ways that I can give it to you. You know what I mean? I can give it to you sad. I can give it to you happy. I can give it to you angry. And just being able to tap into all of that at will and still on this learning curve is by far my favorite part. Because it's control, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to have control over their own self. So it's like, if I can jump into that character and be all of these emotions at any given time, that's, having my cake and eat it too, for sure.
Right.
So what would you guys say is like your audience demographic? Is like 18 to 29-year-olds, or is it mid 40s, 50-year-olds, or is it just a bunch of...
I would say, honestly, it's like...
14 through 50.
Yeah, 14 through 50 or something.
Damn.
14 feels
right.
young, but being realistic.
Realistically, that's what it is, though. I have so
14
many
is still high
homies,
school.
like who's like kids that are
Yeah,
like
14 is still high school.
that are watching it.
And I haven't. It's hard to put an age on it because I feel like
it is. It's tough.
it's really it's inappropriate for little kids.
I would say,
But in terms of what else they could be watching, it's not.
No.
In terms of like the actual stuff in the show is not inappropriate, but there's times we talk like adults. So our language is inappropriate for kids, but most of the situations are not.
Right.
We're not just doing,
we're not doing
wild stuff on camera. There's just language, so that's the only reason I say 14.
Yeah.
Is because by the time you're 14, you're going to hear everything anyway.
Right.
You're going to hear it
Facts.
anyway.
High school is a different animal now than it was when we were going
But-
to high school.
But and maybe that's a spot where we can learn our audience better. But I feel like me personally, it's for people who like to laugh. It's if you want to take a break from reality, you watch Keeping Up with the Homies.
Yeah, if you want to laugh.
It's gonna make you laugh and be like, these guys are silly.
Definitely if you want to laugh. Yeah.
So that's what people always. That's the feedback they give me is they're always like, I just kept laughing. And I'm like, man, honestly, I love that feedback.
And that's the best feedback.
So.
I hear it a lot that people laugh because they think that we're going to start laughing on the show. And they're like, dude, how'd you guys do that? And it's like,
People do say that. Yeah.
That's the editor over there.
I know, right?
You guys just brought up feedback. So how do you guys handle when you hear negative feedback?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard any negative feedback.
Yeah, I hear stuff that's like, and I'm always saying this too, and not necessarily about the show, but in
Right.
general, I feel like when you get certain feedback, I feel like it's almost a compliment when people are
For
like,
sure.
oh, like I've heard stuff like that could be offensive to me or something where they're like, oh man, this show's perfect. You just need new characters. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm a character on that show.
I'm a character.
You just said that to me. But I look at it as like they're thinking in their mind like this show is there. It's
Yeah.
legit. That's
Right.
what I heard from that comment is, man, this show's legit.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't actually take any of that into account to what I'm doing. But if someone was like, man, if it was something that was legitimate, that was like, hey, I think if someone was like, man, the camera's too wobbly or something,
Right.
then we may internally be like, hey, y'all ever heard anyone say the camera's too wobbly?
Right.
No, y'all don't think so? Okay. And then maybe he might take a mental note and be like, I wonder, am I, stuff like that.
No, yeah,
stuff
for
that's
sure.
like actual stuff.
If it's like actual like say like criticism type feedback, you
like
know,
real criticism.
yeah,
that we could
not just like
hater.
not just like your show sucks, If it's like criticism stuff, I'll take it into consideration for sure because I want to definitely hear everybody's feedback. Because if you don't listen to feedback, you're not gonna be able to elevate to what people want to see,
And I feel like we haven't made it to that spot yet where we get to see mass feedback that's negative.
For sure.
I think that's coming though. I think
For
that's
sure.
coming.
Yeah.
But when it,
as you said earlier, you say you think negative feedback is still appreciation, and I just want to add in my note. Like when I get dislikes on YouTube, I don't get mad. I kind of get happy because you reacted.
Exactly.
You reacted.
Exactly.
And I mean, to be honest, from because I'm not the camera guy, and like being a camera guy isn't my job. You know what I mean? So from strictly an artist point of view, listening to other people talk about the show, and just focusing obviously on all the positive, and not necessarily hearing anything negative, but hearing people's criticism before I've even had a chance to bring it to the group as a whole, or when we bring it to the group as a whole, like Dewey said, I feel like a lot of those times Race is like, this is something that I've been thinking about. This is something that I've been thinking about, and we're going to work on it on the next season. Or it's never really been like a surprise of, oh, well, why do you think that? Or, well, dang, well, what's that? You know what I mean? It's never really been like that. It's always been like, okay, I'll take that into consideration, but me not really being a director or a producer or a camera guy, just kind of sitting back and chilling, and then it normally gets addressed. You know what I'm saying? It normally gets addressed because, like I said, like he's good at what he does, amazing at what he does, and then he also has an amazing partner. You know what I mean? And we've been working together for a very, 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 very long time. So we've talked about constantly improving, constantly leveling up, constantly doing things better, constantly critiquing ourselves and trying to figure out what we can do to make ourselves better. You know what I'm saying? So I
would love to see it on a platform though where it's everyone who doesn't know us, because we present it still, respectably, and of course just normal. We present it on channels that are ours, so there's not going to be a large portion of the people who are like willing to, say bad stuff about it yet. That comes from people who don't know us and aren't trying to protect our feelings or but I also think though that it would be hard to knock it down. In terms of sure the actors could be better or whatever they want to say, but it's gonna make you laugh. Even if you're an angry person, there's gonna be stuff that makes you laugh. And I think that's our goal, is to make people moved by it. Like you said, if they're hitting the dislike, they went out of their way to do that.
I think you should always take any type of feedback in a positive way, even if it's negative, because...
And to me, the vision is more important than everything. Like you're supposed to be a crazy person for a little bit. Even if everyone's like, hey, man, this is a bad idea, Race. And Ramone and Sam suck, man. You need to put me on there and blah, 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 blah.
That's when you go hit the darkness, hit the one light above you, hit the psychopath mode, and you just lock in.
And you say thanks. I'm gonna carry this vision out, and then once the vision is carried out, then you evaluate. You say, now that season 1 is done, he can evaluate his talent on the roster. Hey, maybe I need Sam to be a little more funny. He was just a little dry.
We should replace Ramone.
Maybe we should get rid of Ramone. Leave him in Kansas.
Maybe we should get rid of the guys and just have a whole new set of homies.
And I feel like once you have your vision now, there's like long-term vision. The vision basically is goals. Yeah. Right? You're not supposed to, hey, man, I got this business I want to do, and then my 3 friends convince me I shouldn't do it. That's like...
Right.
Thanks for being my friend, but you guys just scared me away from doing this thing.
Right.
So I think even if there was feedback, right now would be the only time we would have really received it, because we were in the middle of a vision. It's hard to be like, hey, let's change in the middle. So, you got to follow out your vision.
And the vision is gold.
Yeah.
The vision is gold.
Race, is your dream job to be a director?
It's one of my dream jobs. Yeah.
So, like, can you describe the other possible dream jobs that you have?
I have a dream job of reacting to anime full time, and then also a dream job of being a director.
So, like, TV show, movies, both?
Yeah, I would do everything. I would do horror movies, short films, TV shows, funny stuff, everything.
Is there a certain reason why you started off with a comedy TV show first, or was it just the first thing that came to mind?
So I started off with my collection, the short film series, and that's all more serious and like more towards the scary end, I guess, suspenseful thriller stuff. So I kind of wanted to hit a different lane and hit like the comedy side.
Yeah. And then each episode's like around 25, 30 minutes, right?
It's around like
20, 25.
Yeah, 20, 25.
Was that always the goal? Was your goal like an hour episode?
No, my goal is shorter than that, but they pushed me to make it longer.
The first episode is fairly short, and
well, because TV is about 21 minutes with commercials,
right?
So I think at some point we had that conversation.
We did.
Yeah.
That's the type of feedback we like. Is when it's just like, you know, I get a lot of comments on like people are just impressed with like the format, like, oh man, it's just like a TV show. It's as long as a TV show. It's a full length episode. Like I hear stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, it is. You know, and we built it like that, and then it's like we came to the end of the season where we were like, you know, it's like the end of basketball season. Everyone's hitting, everyone's playing well, everyone's acting good, and it's like we stop, you know, and then hopefully when we pick it back up, it just keeps going up, and we get better and better and better.
Bigger and better,
I feel like we were really hitting our stride, and we're starting to really understand everything.
I agree.
But it was about, for us too, I think it was like we wanted to get that first season out because to me at least, I was like, man, this is our pitch. Now we can sell it. You know,
this is our pitch to the world.
Exactly.
I'm sure he was like, man, I'm just ready to like sleep at night again. And then, you know, but
and I'm like,
me,
hey man, make the episodes longer.
I know, right? Hey, let's add more actually. Let's go. Let's make the season finale 40 minutes. But I feel like now we're in a spot where we can like look at it, digest it. Of course, the people's feedback is good, but I feel like we're not even to the audience we want to be to yet, which is a Netflix audience or a HBO audience. Millions of people.
Yeah.
I think it has potential to go to the masses, and we didn't deliver it yet to them.
So for the younger audience that watches your guys' TV show, as we talked about earlier, Dewey, off the camera, like short form, like attention span is, I feel like, rapidly decreasing, but I feel like long form content or like TV shows will go back up to like being popular again. Do you feel like that's with your current younger audience, like today's audience now, is it harder for them to sit down and watch a 20-minute episode, or do you think that's like the perfect amount of time to watch TV?
I think it for sure just depends, but in my opinion, I think short form is still booming, but I think it's a time frame of the day where people watch longer forms compared to if they're, you know, like at work or something, they're going to be hitting short forms. So I don't know. I really just
and I feel like it's hard to approach it from that way too, because I think the goal from like episode 2 and beyond was like, okay, this needs to be on a distributor platform where people are going. We don't go on Netflix to get shorts. If we log into Netflix, we're ready to watch something. Right. Yeah. So I think having it on the correct platform, it would make sense. But I think us just being independently putting it on YouTube is like, you know, that's a hard ask. It's a hard ask to be like, hey, who knows what's going on with your life, but hey, go to our YouTube channel and watch our show.
Right.
And then I think there's been a lot of people who, once they did that, now they're prepared to go back and they can't wait for the next episode. Right. But there's also who we're dealing with is people who don't know us. We want to deal with people that are like, they find this show on a platform where they're ready to watch long form content.
Right, where they're ready to find content, like
right. Exactly. To watch a new show rather than in the algorithm. I think I always look at it, and you know, I think it's nice when there's sort of 3 different minds pushing a show, or maybe even more minds than that. But we all kind of probably have our different idea of what good marketing and branding is to ourselves. And I feel like for me, it's a combination of things. You know, when my goal when someone sees our show on any of my social media platforms is to brand in their head, there is a show and it's called Keeping Up with the Homies. It's not for them to see that clip and be like, oh, Ramone's funny.
Right.
That might happen.
Right.
But my whole goal for you seeing that clip is, Keeping Up with the Homies. Keeping Up with the Homies. So then next time you're looking for something to watch, you might be like, Keeping Up with the Homies.
Right.
Let me type that in.
Right.
You know, but it would be way different if we were on a platform that we could really be pushing people, hey, get on Netflix and type in our thing. We'd be probably making a bunch of content around just that, you know. Right. But it's like you bring up a good point of, I don't know how many people get on social media or YouTube to go watch long form content. Maybe some do, but definitely not social media.
It's a viewer or a shorter, like a span of people that go for like,
I feel like nowadays, with the younger crowd, like you were saying, you don't see a lot of younger people that are like, oh, I have to pay this Netflix bill, or oh, I have to pay this Amazon Prime bill. So they're going to YouTube, which is free. So they do watch a lot of shows on the free platform of YouTube.
And I was going to say, there's a lot of like long like long content, like stuff that is being pushed on YouTube more now.
Yeah,
like since Mr. Beast and all
a lot
that,
of
pushing all that,
especially since the Mr. Beast era, and you know, like a lot of that stuff that's going on right now. I feel like with the younger crowd, the 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, they are into watching free stuff on YouTube where they might want to get a whole episode because it's free. You know what I'm saying? Just because they don't have to pay for an account or something like that. They can just get on free YouTube and watch Keeping Up with the Homies. Right. We obviously want it to be everywhere. You know what I mean? And with, I truly believe with the, the feedback that we've gotten so far, transferring over to another network is definitely going to be received well, but it's probably going to be received even better because of the receiving that we got on YouTube. You know what I mean? Because the younger crowd, they're the future.
And I just think even to that point, you made a really good point of like our people is our main vehicle that we're presenting it. Even a vehicle that, like, someone could very well just be driving and they catch the thumbnail and they're like, oh man, I want to watch this episode. Look, it has 80 comments. But then by the time they get home in 15 minutes, something has already happened and they forgot about that post.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than once we get them on Netflix, we're on Recently Watched, we're on Shows You Might Like, we're on these different things
Shows you might like is that's valuable.
Yeah.
That's valuable.
I think we're sort of on this. We're in this space of like, this is the age old talk of an independent artist. It's like, well, it's cool that my best friends like my song and they go play it every day. But how do I get the million people who are just at home looking for a new song today? Is it maybe they're not on Facebook looking for new music?
Right.
Maybe that's a thing.
Right. It's like the difference between getting 5 people to watch it 1 million times or 1 million people to watch it 5 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Our friends can watch it 1 million times, but that's 5 people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we want to get the millions of people to at least watch it 5 times. You know what I mean? That way it'll
which I feel like comes with the platform.
It comes one time, right?
Yeah. And it comes with the platform. Yeah, I feel like it's not that we would shoot the show differently or do anything differently besides sign a deal that gets us distributed with the large platforms that have the big audiences, that have the capability to take us where we want to go.
If you're watching, we're ready.
Yeah, I know, right?
I saw a clip on either TikTok or YouTube Reels or even Twitter of Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy. He claims it takes 8 to 10 months to create one episode of Family Guy. Obviously, I don't think it takes that long for you, Race, but I'm still wondering how long does it take on average?
He said 8 to 10 months?
8 to 10 months.
How many Family Guy episodes
I could see maybe like, is he talking like also like like they're doing the animation?
Yeah, it's animation too.
Yeah, I could see that.
So like everything for one episode. And I was wondering,
I could see
on average for you, how long did each episode take to edit once everything was filmed?
Well, with the rate we were going, we filmed it. It was film it one like week and then edit that week also.
Because we were dropping on Tuesdays. By Thursdays, we were trying to figure out how to film for the next Tuesday to drop on Tuesday.
Yeah, just so I feel like he was working like a madman.
Yeah, he was working.
Insane.
So no social time, no social fun.
He put so much into it. He put so much into it.
Yeah,
and I'm over here like, hey man, make the episodes longer. Can you stay up till 5
also,
instead of 3?
I would say the film industry is maybe different than animation too, because like there's even a music video could take a month to edit, or it could take a day. Yeah. So it's like there's plenty of examples of that. If it's possible to have a very even like a Lil Durk, a famous person. They sometimes take one day to edit their video and then they're putting it out the next day. And and it's just like it all depends on what you're doing, what the plan is, and what's
what's in the vision.
Yeah. So I think with Family Guy, he gets very in depth. He has orchestras, and he's probably booking that type of stuff and waiting. All right, when we get 10 episodes, we need to have the orchestras do that. A lot of characters and voiceovers and a lot of things that go into it, which I think we could get more in depth with stuff. But at this point, it was sort of like acting. So it was just audio, video. He already did like the graphics and the intros and outros ahead of time. So it was like he put in that work ahead of time to get ready for the show. But he was just working like a madman.
So to think about it, like when we're talking about all the different stuff that people have to do for getting, how much Seth has to do and how much Race has to do. When I think about it, like the basketball episode that you've seen and like the episode where we've needed more characters, I felt like it may have taken a little bit longer to get those episodes completed because you had to deal with X amount of people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or like, for a while, it's like, I feel like maybe some of those episodes, we talked about them earlier in the season, but it was like, we need to plan for this because we got to get 10 people to show up. Yeah. Or we need to plan for this because we got to book the right space.
Yeah. There was literally episodes, there was 2 of them that I remember that I edited up until, I edited till like 2 a.m., went to sleep, woke up at like 6, finished the edit and dropped it that morning. It was insane. And I was like editing like half of the episode. It was
That's
crazy.
why it was sort of like, I feel like the feedback is even more valuable when we're hearing, like, and I can only speak from my ears. What I hear is it's like majority positive, and like not only just positive, because positive feedback to me is like, hey, bro, I like your song. Right. Meaning like you didn't really tell me nothing there. But when you're coming up to me and you're saying lines from the show that shows that you watched it.
People quoting the lines is crazy.
And then I'm like, okay, this is like really good feedback. This means you're enjoying the show without you saying.
Because I mean, if someone came up to you, tell you about your music, and if they started spitting bars to you,
you're like, oh, they really listen. They really listen.
Shit.
But if you're just like, man, keep doing your music
song
thing.
Was good.
Yeah, then it's like, did you listen?
Right.
Did you? But it's like, thank you still. Yeah. But I think that's why.
It's like somebody saying, I love that for you.
I was kind of so shocked by it. It's because we were just doing it. It felt like on the whim. It felt that way. Even though there was a lot of planning, it just felt like, oh, man, we just filmed that 2 days ago. It looks great, doesn't it? But so I think for me, that's what was surprising about it is like at first, it was just a vision where I was showing up and thinking like, all right, I'm gonna do what he wants me to do just because it's the homie, I'm gonna, and then it turned into like, oh man, this is serious. When I saw even just for me, I was sold after I saw one little like cut interview of him, and it just felt like a reality show, and I was like, man, I'm in.
Race made me feel like a reality TV star, so that's great.
Hey, you guys are.
Do you guys believe that 8 episodes was enough for a first season?
I do. Yes.
I believe
because I watch a lot of TV shows, and me and my wife watch a lot of reality shows. I mean, for a first season, yeah. I mean, it's, and me and Race watch a lot of stuff too. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like we've talked about the difference in the episodes and like different shows. How like we could have started the first season with 16 episodes, but it's like we want to, we don't want to do 16 and then have it not be received a certain way. We want to push the 8 out and then kind of step back, boom, and then maybe maybe add 2 episodes to the next season. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, who knows?
The possibility is always there.
Who knows? Right. No, we don't want to put too much stress on Race though.
Race, since this is your show. You know how like when we were watching Disney channels as kids, there'll be like a special guest like Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Adam Sandler that would pop up for one episode. My fun question for you is if you can pick one influencer, actor, actress to be featured in an episode of yours, which celebrity would you pick?
I don't know why. That was a good question because this would be fire. I would have Orlando Brown on it.
That's funny.
I think it worked perfect. I think he'd be the perfect person. He would match perfect. We wouldn't even need to create a character. I'll just tell him to improv some shit.
Would he play as himself, or like would you give him like a character and then improv himself? I guess it really just depends.
Yeah, I guess it depends. But
I think it'd be funny to
He's already a character.
He's already a character.
I like the idea of propping like our characters against the celebrity, meaning like they're themselves
too. They are themselves,
but it's like
funny.
we feel like we're the important ones,
Right.
You know, that's just what our
that
characters
would be
are.
yeah, that would be funny.
That's a good question though.
If you guys had to recommend a certain episode to of a stranger that you never met before, but you're telling them, yeah, I'm in a TV show called Keeping Up with the Homies, and like, oh, what show do you recommend me to watch? Which one would you guys say?
I think episode 1 is hilarious.
So
I think
Episode one
episode
is so
one,
funny.
it'll let you know what the show's about, kind of.
Episode
and
1
then you
is
get
so
it.
funny.
You get all the characters.
I would say
kind of-
episode 1 is a special episode though, because it has all the introductions and
It
everything.
does, yeah, it does.
Me personally, I think episode 2 and the finale. Those two are like,
Yeah.
like if you watch those, you're gonna be like, oh, this is what the show is,
Right.
That
you know.
finale's
And
wild.
I think
To
all of
to
them are good though.
To that
But-
point, though, I think if you watched any show, if you watched the first episode and the last episode, you might be able to get what the show is about.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes.
Episode 1's gonna do a lot of explaining, but
Yeah.
if we're just talking about like how many times you're gonna laugh,
Facts, though.
probably.
Facts.
I mean, they're all funny, but personally, I just have something with episode 2, the funeral.
I knew you were going to say that.
I think
It's
so.
just-
I
it's
like
just
that one
funny.
too. That one
Episode
just
2
hits.
is hilarious.
I think there's something
Episode
to that.
2 is hilarious.
You know, it's like such a serious thing.
Because it's
that-
almost, it's sad situations, and then you just throw Sam and Ramone into it,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
And it becomes just obnoxious.
yeah,
So what's next for the TV show?
yeah. Oh, what's next?
what's next?
Oh
Yeah.
shit! If I said yeah,
No, you're good.
So what's next is we actually have the reunion for season 1 coming up.
Reunion.
We have production for it coming up soon, and then we're gonna release that. We're gonna bring all the cast members back, have a host, ask them some questions, show some unseen clips, and bring up a lot of drama.
So when's season 2 coming out? Have you thought about that yet?
Yeah, Race.
Oh yeah, for sure. Season 2, I would say I would like to start production either this summer or later this year.
Ooh, let's go.
Do you have any episode ideas, or like which episode's gonna be about yet, or not yet?
Oh, let's go.
I got some ideas.
These are
You don't have
great
to say.
questions.
You don't,
man.
you don't have to say.
I'm-
Just say yes or
Great
no.
question.
I got some. Yeah,
I just don't want to spoil
yeah.
too
No,
much.
yeah,
of it,
for sure. I'm gonna
so
keep them in the chamber, but I got some ideas. Yeah, yeah.
I'll be looking forward to that, guys. Where
sure.
can we? Where can the people viewing this find your social medias and the TV show? We'll start off with Race right next to me.
So you can find the TV show and my all my social on Race Coakley on every platform, and then NST NinjaSmokeTent.
Yep, and I'll be under Dewey Cox pretty much on any platform. As of right now, search Keeping Up with the Homies. Right on YouTube, it's gonna pop up. It's bright orange. You'll know you found the right thing. And just keep searching that. Keep searching. Keeping Up with the Homies. Just remember that.
AJ the Dread everywhere on all platforms. I'm also going to plug in the NST, Ninja Smoke Tent. And make sure you go search Keeping Up with the Homies everywhere. And, you know, on every platform, make sure you find it on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. You know, Keeping Up with the Homies. D-A, not T-H-E.
The Homies.
Make sure you type it all in on your YouTube search bar. Keeping Up with the Homies. That orange pops up. Watch all the episodes.
I love that it still pops up, by the way.
Yeah.
If even if you do the Homies.
I know, right?
It still
Yeah,
pops
it
up.
still
It
pops
does.
up.
It
Yeah.
does. People ask me, and I'm like, it's duh.
It's duh.
The
It's duh.
Homies.
But yeah. Just whatever you type in will work.
Yeah.
You
Whatever
know.
you type in, it'll work.
You can call it whatever you want,
Right.
but that's what you type
Once
in.
you see
though.
that orange pop up,
Yeah,
push
it's on.
play on whatever
It's
you
on.
see.
Push play.
And then last thing I'll have you guys do is if someone from Omaha or the state of Nebraska, as that's my audience, if anyone's watching this, you're like, man, I want to do this, like whether it's being an actor or being a director, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do it.
For sure that. I would say try your best to network. Try to go and talk to people that have experience in what you're trying to do.
I think my advice would be to fulfill the original vision before you talk to anyone. So I feel like you got to do bad before you can do good. And I say that because if you go talk to, say, the experts as he's referring to, and you don't have a product, it's hard for that expert to be like, well, let me teach you it all from 0 to 100.
Right.
Let's sit down.
Right.
It's going to be a couple months.
Right.
You know, it'll be like, hey, I got this whole first season. You know, we could go talk to people now. People who are doing it at the highest level. Hey, we got a whole first season. What do you think? You know, we noticed this, this, and this, and we had trouble with this, this, and this. What's your advice on that? Rather than, you know, hey, I didn't do anything yet. What do you think I should do? You know, and that's kind of like,
sure.
you know.
You definitely got to have like.
You got to do it first.
You
go
gotta
do
definitely.
it and let it be bad. Don't be afraid
Definitely.
to do something that doesn't turn out perfect. Do that first and then get with the people. Then
Keep
go talk
moving
to people.
forward.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward. Accept the criticism. Be humble. You know, and you know, don't be afraid to you know, to speak up for yourself on any behalf, and you know, don't ever let anybody take you away from your vision.
Yeah, let the vision be the loudest, and then ask questions later.
Facts.
Sweet. Well, gentlemen, I had a pleasure having you guys on another episode on here, and I appreciate your
sir.
time and everything, learning everything.
Absolutely.
And as
Thank
a
you.
viewer too, best of luck with season 2.
Thanks,
For sure.
sir.
Nice, thank you.
So,
I appreciate you having
Thanks for
us
having
on.
us.
everyone watching the 421 Out podcast, thanks for listening.